Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Come after me, and I will make you fishers of men. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. Glory to the Lord. Well, the crowd was pressing in on Jesus and listening to the word of God. He was standing by the lake of Gennesaret. He saw two boats there alongside the lake. The fishermen had disembarked and were washing their nets. Getting into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, he asked him to put out a short distance from the shore. And he sat down and taught the crowds from the boat. After he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep water and lower your nets for a catch." Simon said in reply, "Master, we have worked hard all night and have caught nothing. But at your command I will lower the nets." When they had done this, they caught a great number of fish, and their nets were tearing. They signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They came and filled both boats, so that the boats were in danger of sinking. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at the knees of Jesus and said, "Depart from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." For astonishment at the catch of fish they had made seized him, and all those with him, and likewise James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who were partners of Simon. Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men." And they brought their boats to the shore. They left everything and followed. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We are often enamored with those in our world that have great talents and abilities. And naturally so. I think whenever we see someone who's very skilled, whether it's in sports or public speaking, or great orators, whether they have some skills or artists, we tend to hold them up for admiration and imitation. There's nothing wrong with this, of course. But when it comes to proclaiming the Word of God, God sees things in a different way, not as man sees. God looks at the heart. He searches there for the necessary qualities and the virtues to proclaim His Word to the world. And these qualities are not things that are often valued in our day. The two that stand out the most, I think, when we look at our readings closely today, are obedience and humility. Obedience comes from the word adore, to hear. And so one who is to proclaim the Word of God must be one who first has the capacity to listen, who is willing to receive the Word of God when it comes to him. The preachers of the kingdom are not innovators, and they are not seeking to engage and entertain the crowds. They are passing along, as Paul tells us in the second reading, what they have received, what has been revealed to them. It's a humbling task, and one that is to be carried out with obedience. And we see the perfect example of it today in the gospel with Peter. Not even knowing Christ, when the Lord asked him to put out in his boat, Peter immediately obeys. And when he tells them to put down your nets for a great catch, again, he listens, even though everything that a wise fisherman knew about fishing told him to do something else. They had been out all night long. They were already washing their nets, packing things up for the day, as it were. And yet listening to the Lord, he does exactly that. And it is then that he makes the great catch of fish, so much so that it's sinking both of the boats. It is this obedience that must guide Peter and the others when they become fishers of men. They are to go out not of their own strength, not for themselves, but for God and his glory. And it's only in that obedience and receiving that word in obedience that will allow it to be received in the hearts of their listeners. The other virtue is that of humility. We must have hearts that have the capacity, as I said, to receive what was given to them. Their own will is not to intrude in the preaching of the gospel. How can they preach the word of such a master who, although he was equal with God, humbled himself, became obedient, became like a slave, even unto death on the cross? It is this humility of their master that they must imitate in the preaching of the gospel. They are not to use force. They are not to manipulate power, influence, reputation. Is to have nothing to do with the preaching of the gospel. Christ could have chosen philosophers who could have proclaimed the gospel far more eloquently and poetically than a group of fishermen. Or he could have chosen a Roman soldier whose very name would have added prestige to the gospel. Instead, he chose humble fishermen. When Peter sees the great catch of fish, he catches sight in faith of who it is that stands before him, and immediately he falls down and says, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man." He's humbled in the presence of his Lord. And at that moment, Christ knows that he's chosen the right one. Isaiah 2 in the temple in the first reading today is a vision of God himself and the angels proclaiming glory to the thrice holy God. And when he catches sight of this, he begs the angel to depart from him. For I am a man of unclean lips who live among people of unclean lips. I'm unworthy to gaze upon you, let alone to proclaim the word. And it takes an angel bringing a burning coal to touch his lips in order to embolden him for the task ahead. It is these attitudes that must fill our hearts, not only those who proclaim from the pulpit, but those who proclaim the gospel in the workplace and in the home. Humility and obedience. And it should only be the Lord touching our lips as the gift of the Holy Eucharist that allows us to do this. It is only the grace that we receive here that gives us the strength and the wisdom to proclaim the Word of God in the way that God wants it to proclaim. To hear the Word that he wants us to hear, and to proclaim that to others. There's no place for self-will in the minds and the hearts of Christian men and women. It's because there is so much self-will, so much will to power, clericalism, unclean tongues and unclean hearts that the church finds itself in the position it does today. Where the preaching of the gospel, those who preach it, have been made impotent because of their sin. Let's pray that by the healing of this sacrament, God would open our lips that we might proclaim the fullness of the truth of the gospel. And what we proclaim with our lips might give glory and praise to his holy name.